Biden ended a fundraiser just a few hours ago by saying, if Trump wasn't running, I'm not sure I'd be running. But we cannot let him win. Ned, that's kind of a stunning admission. I really shouldn't be doing this, he's saying.
Well, it really is. It's pretty amazing that Joe Biden thinks he's still positioned to be the best guy to beat Trump. In fact, that's why...
He probably is. In my view, he probably is.
As the incumbent. I get that. I understand that. But he is definitely a husk of what he used to be. And he wasn't much to speak of back in the day when he supposedly had all.
But it was before Charlottesville. Charlottesville was the reason he ran.
I have to tell you, I'm actually happy that Biden is going to be the nominee until he's not. And I know I've shared this theory with you that if it becomes in August of 24 at the DNC that it's untenable, they'll replace him.
On that, never happening.
But I think I actually want Trump to run against Biden. I think the numbers show Trump can beat Biden in the battleground states and actually win the Electoral College and get back to the White House.
Joe Biden, I'm sure he mumbled the words as usual. He said this: if Trump wasn't running, I'm not sure I'd be running, he said at a campaign event today. How do you react to that?
Well, I think somebody gave him a talking point. They thought that would sound good. You know, I just found out that Democrats are funding Nikki Haley's campaign. I hear that Democrats are contributing to Ron DeSantis's, or Ron DeSanctimonious, to Ron DeSantis's campaign. And then you hear the talking points. That's the only thing they're good at, cheating on elections and great talking points. They say, we want to run against Trump. They want to run. Well, we did really well in 2016, and we did so much better in 2020. The person they don't want to run against is us. It's us. It's not me. It's us. Because it's a movement, the likes of which this country, Sean, has never seen before. We have never seen the likes of what we've all done together. This is me, not me, it's everybody here and millions and millions. I think it's not 75 million people. I think it's 150 million people. It might be more than that. I mean, who doesn't want to see strong borders and a strong military and low taxes and low interest rates and go out and buy a house?
Now to the ongoing border crisis in the US. It's certainly hurting President Joe Biden in the polls. NBC News polling shows the GOP now holds an 18-point lead when it comes to handling immigration. And also there's been recent polls, Josh, showing that Donald Trump is eating into Biden's lead among Latino voters. That would be something that would be concerning the Democrats. And we know a lot of those voters care about this issue. We've seen a few Democrats like Eric Adams speak out about the illegal immigration crisis, but does the Biden White House have any intention to tackle this crisis in any meaningful way in the lead up to the 2024 election?
No, on the contrary, they are suing Ken Paxton, Greg Abbott, and the state of Texas for Texas's attempts to put some buoys in the Rio Grande, trying to secure Texas's territorial sovereignty against the Mexican drug cartels and, frankly, Hezbollah and some radical Islamic groups that control large swaths, operationally speaking, of the U.S.-Mexico border. So they're actually, not only are they not trying to mitigate the damage, they're actually throwing fuel right into the fire, trying to make it worse. Look, Rita, I think that this is the issue. I think that this right now is the issue that Republicans have to run on right now. By the way, you know, in the 2020 election, when Donald Trump, who was extremely hawkish on the border, obviously, was running for re-election, Republicans made unprecedented gains in very Mexican areas there in the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas. They won multiple counties that were 80-90% Hispanic there. So this notion that if you talk very tough game on the border and you call for reasonable controls, cracking down on asylum fraud, no to amnesty, all these common sense things, the notion that that will cost you Latino, Hispanic votes is frankly an insult and a slap in the face to many commonsensical Latino and Hispanic voters, many of whom come from traditional Catholic families, actually, as the case may be. So I think that this is really the issue that Republicans should run on. We're coming up here in an election year, going back to what we were just talking about with Speaker Mike Johnson in the House. The latest episode of my podcast, shameless plug if I may, the Josh Hammer Show, I actually have a segment on the show where I'm giving unsolicited advice to Speaker Johnson and saying that this is the issue, man. Go all in on this issue. Try to pass as much common sense legislation as you can. It is great politics. It is great policy. Alejandro Mayorkas, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, is way out of his league. Impeachment articles should have been filed against him many months ago, as Andy Biggs of Arizona and other hard-right congressmen have called for. So I am all in on the immigration issue. I think Joe Biden is a dead man walking when it comes to this issue, and I hope that Republicans take advantage of that opportunity.